The term Red Indians has been used throughout history to refer to Native Americans in North America. However, this term is generally considered unfavorable as it has been used to demean or oversimplify people and their cultures, in addition to solely focusing on skin color. Native Americans consist of a diverse range of ethnic groups who have inhabited North America for thousands of years. These groups encompass different languages, traditions, lifestyles, and beliefs. For instance, Native American tribes reside in various geographical regions such as the Plains, Southwest, Northwest Coast, Northeast, and Southeast. The history of Native Americans predates the arrival of Europeans in North America. However, European arrival had profound effects on indigenous populations. With the arrival of the Spanish in South America, factors like diseases, wars, and land claims led to a significant decline in the Native American population and a substantial alteration of their cultural structures. Today, Native Americans face challenges brought about by modern life while striving to preserve and perpetuate their cultural heritage. Some tribes seek to maintain traditional lifestyles, while others have become integrated into modern society. However, the cultural richness and resilience of Native Americans ensure their continued existence in vibrant ways. Native American tribes had various legal systems within their communities, often based on community norms. However, the concept of punishments for thieves is a general statement that does not point to a specific system or practice. In Native American societies, the justice system typically relied on traditional legal norms accepted by community members. These norms were used to address crimes such as theft, murder, and intertribal disputes. Punishments could be determined by tribal leaders or councils elected by the community. For example, in some tribes, punishment involved interactions with other members of the community. For crimes like theft, punishments could include returning stolen property or performing a service for the community. In other cases, punishments could involve more severe consequences such as banishment or exile from the community. However, with the arrival of Europeans in North America, Native American justice systems and methods were often replaced by European-style legal systems. This led to the loss of indigenous communities' own traditional legal systems and the adoption of the courts and legal systems brought by Europeans. This transition often resulted in cultural losses and injustices for indigenous peoples. Throughout history, Native American peoples have been subjected to various forms of torture at different times and places. Particularly during the period of European settlement in North America and conflicts with indigenous peoples, such incidents were often commonplace. From their initial contacts with Europeans, Native American communities faced numerous challenges such as wars, land disputes, and cultural differences. During these conflicts, both Europeans and indigenous tribes resorted to brutal practices such as torturing and killing war prisoners. For instance, some Native American tribes captured and tortured war prisoners to death, possibly as a means of instilling fear in the opposing side or seeking revenge. Subsequently, Native American peoples were often attacked and ruthlessly punished during wars with European settlers and land disputes. In these conflicts, both sides engaged in acts of torture and brutality. However, the torture endured by Native American peoples was not limited to warfare alone. Practices such as forced cultural assimilation policies imposed by European settlers and governments, as well as the forced removal of their lands to reservations, also inflicted great suffering and trauma upon Native American communities. Throughout history, Native American tribes have developed various war strategies, often based on the geographical location of the tribes, their cultural structures, and advantages they had over their enemies. Here are some common Native American war strategies. Guerrilla warfare. Native American warriors often employed guerrilla tactics to continually harass and wear down their enemies, as opposed to traditional European-style warfare. This involved surprise attacks, ambushes, and hit-and-run tactics to confound their adversaries. Divide and conquer. Native American warriors might adopt a strategy of dividing their enemies to attack weaker targets. By splitting enemy forces into smaller groups, they aimed to shift the balance of power. Territorial defense. Many Native American tribes utilized natural barriers to defend their territories. Natural obstacles like forests, mountains, or rivers could slow enemy advances and provide a defensive advantage. Attrition tactics. Some Native American tribes employed a strategy of constantly harassing their enemies and depleting their resources to wear them down. The goal was to diminish the enemy's morale and strength. Forming alliances. In some cases, Native American tribes formed alliances with other tribes to strengthen their forces and mount a more effective defense or offense against their enemies. These strategies demonstrate Native American warriors' adaptability to their surroundings and circumstances. However, their effectiveness diminished when faced with the superior weaponry and technology of Europeans. In Native American communities, the concept of crime and punishment systems generally relied on community norms and traditional legal systems. However, there could be variations among these communities and changes over time. Generally, some known crimes in Native American communities could include theft. Theft within the community was considered damaging to the property of others and was often viewed as a serious offense. Punishments for theft could vary, but typically included returning the stolen property, performing a service for the community, or exile from the community. Murder. Murder was one of the most serious crimes in Native American communities. Due to its threat to the balance and security of the community, murder was often subject to severe punishments. Punishments could vary depending on the community's accepted traditional legal norms and concept of justice. Intertribal disputes. Disputes within the tribe could also be considered crimes in Native American communities. These disputes were often resolved by tribal leaders or the community, and punishments aimed to restore peace and harmony within the community. Behavior contrary to community norms. In Native American communities, behaviors contrary to accepted norms could also be considered crimes. For example, practices like witchcraft or behaviors conflicting with other traditional norms within the tribe could lead to punishments. To address these crimes, Native American communities typically relied on authorities such as tribal leaders, community councils, or tribal judges to determine punishments. These punishments generally aimed to maintain the peace and order of the community. However, with the arrival of European settlers to North America, the traditional justice systems of indigenous peoples often underwent change, with European-imposed justice systems being adopted in their place. Kazildarili Tapla Laklari, Doga il Ic Usain v 6 Sitgo C Briazim Tarzini Benimzian Grupler Old Aklari Isen Eglance Anlayaslari de Doga v Taplumla Ic Ice Jekmister. Is Kazildarili Tapla Laklaran and Batsi Eglance Yantamlari. Dawn v Music. Dawn, Kazildarili Tapla Laklarinda Onemli Ber Eglance v Cultural Afade by Simidir. Herkabil Genelaiko Kendi Danslarina ve Ritueller and Sahipter. Music de Bu Danslarin Onemli Ber Parkasider v Genelaiko Dogal Instrumentler Kulanilarak Yapeler. Bu Instrumentler Aracinda Devuller. Flutler v Samonic Calgler Bulunabler. Oyenler v Eurismaler. Kazildarili Tapla Luklarinda Sitli Oyenler v Eurismaler Oinanerdi. Ornigen, Top Oyenlari, Oculuk Eurismalari, TAS Atma Eurismalari Jibi Ekenlikler Sikagora Lurdu. Mu Oyenler Genelaikal Topalagun Burlik v Dianas Massini Guklandermek v Yedanaclari Sergilmek Amasiala Yapalurdi. Haikai and Ladami v F Sanaler. Kazildarili Tapla Luklarinda Haikai and Ladami v F Sanaler. Onemli Ber Eglance v Ogret Marasidi. Kabalin and Yaslalari, Janklara Jelenexel Hiki Yelleri, Efsanelleri v Mitleri and Ladarak Cultural Mirislarini Actor Lardi. Muhakaler Genelaikal Atesh Severasin Vea Ozel Toplaluk Toplantalarinda Palisalerdi. Of Lama ve Balak Tutma, Kazildarili Toplaluklarin and Yazim Tarzi, of Lama ve Balak Tutma Jibi Doga, Alekala Simli Falia Leri Isiri Yordil. Muetkin Likler, Himgida Saglamak Isen Himda Eglance Amicli Yapalurdi. Efsilik ve Balak Silik, Toplaluk Yelleri Aracinda Rika Betsy Ber Activite Olarak de Gorlbalurdi. Ritualer v Senlikler. Kazildarili Toplaluklarinda Dizenlin and Ritualer v Senlikler. Onimli Eglance at Kinlikleridi. Origin has a Torin Larry of Lama Basaralarini Cut Lama Torin Larry V Samanic Ritualer, Toplaluku Yellery Aracinda Bura Raya Jelm V Cut Lama Furset Lari Sonardi. Mu Eglinsiantum Larry, Kazilda Really Topla Leclaren Do Gala Yumlu Yazm Tars Larina VE Cultural Degerlerin Odeclaner.